Social media is engineered to be addictive, but how do I actually break free? Before I give you the system that changed everything for me, let me save you from the mistake that 90% of people make. You have the mental clarity that they don't have. You will have the creative energy that they have lost. And you'll be building the life you actually want, while others are still trapped consuming other people's content. The digital detox blueprint has 5 interconnected pillars. Intentional awareness. This is the foundations of conscious choice. Environmental mastery. How to take control of your digital landscape. Algorithm intelligence. Understanding and outsmarting the system. Mindset mastery. Transforming your relationship with informations. And finally, resilience implementations. Sustain progress through self-compassion. Let me address the 3 common objections, because if I don't tackle these head-on, they'll become the excuse that keep you trapped. Every hour spent scrolling is an hour not spent developing professional expertise that could advance your career, creating something meaningful that could become your legacy, learning skills that could transform your capability, and practicing habits that could reshape your characters. So ask yourself this: if I removed all mindless scrolling and redirected that energy toward intentional growth, who might I become? Your attention is your life. Take action and protect it. Hey everyone, in my last 2 videos, I showed you the hidden costs of mindless scrolling and the billion-dollar psychology designed to hijack your brain. Now you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. Social media is engineered to be addictive, but how do I actually break free? Before I give you the system that changed everything for me, let me save you from the mistake that 90% of people make when they try to escape the scroll hole. Going cold turkey without a plan doesn't work. Believe me, I tried it. It always backfires. You uninstall Facebook on your phone feeling empowered, only to find yourself end up reinstalling it 3 days later. Trust me, been there, done that. Today I'm giving you something different. A 5-pillar system that lets you outsmart the algorithms. Not getting rid of technology, but rather using it on your own terms and reclaim your attention without going completely offline. And here's what I promise you. If you implement what I show you in this video, within 30 days, you feel like you have superpowers compared to everyone else who's still trapped in this endless scroll. You have the mental clarity that they don't have. You will have the creative energy that they have lost. And you'll be building the life you actually want, while others are still trapped consuming other people's content. Here's the thing you need to understand first. You're not fighting personal weakness. You are fighting engineered addictions. When you blame yourself for lacking willpower, you're not doing yourself any favors in this battle. The digital detox blueprint has 5 interconnected pillars. Intentional awareness. This is the foundations of conscious choice. Environmental mastery. This pillar focuses on how to take control of your digital landscape. Algorithm intelligence. This is about understanding and outsmarting the system. Mindset mastery. This is the key to transforming your relationship with informations. And finally, resilience implementations. This helps sustain progress through self-compassion. We'll go over each of these pillars in details in this video. Now, you can start with any pillars that resonate most with your current situation, but here's the magic. They become exponentially more powerful when combined, as each pillar supports the others in one way or another. Let's start with the first pillar, intentional awareness. This pillar is the foundations of conscious choice. It connects to all other pillars by creating the awareness needed to implement any other strategies, because it's all about the mindset. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the pillar that changed everything for me. Most social media use happens on autopilot. You tap the app icon before your conscious mind even decides to. It's like your thumbs has its own brain that bypasses your actual intentions. Now, if you don't believe me, pay attention to what was going through your mind the next time you reached for your phone and opened Facebook. Was that an act that followed your conscious intentions, or was it your autopilot program taking over? So here's the first tactic. Set clear intent. Before you tap that app icon, ask yourself one simple question. Why am I going in? Are you checking a specific message? Looking for a friend's update? Finding a quick fact for something you're working on? Or using it for business or professional purposes? Having a purpose keeps you focused and stops you from falling into the algorithm rabbit hole. Once you've done what you came for, get out. Treat it like going to the grocery store with a list. You go in, get what you need, and leave. You don't spend an extra hours wandering the aisles, buying things you don't really need. The next tactic is trying to catch yourself in the act. When you notice you're scrolling without thinking, trust me, you will as long as you're building that awareness muscle. Hit pause and ask yourself these questions. Why am I doing this right now? Am I bored, stressed, or procrastinating? What am I really seeking here? Usually you discover you're not actually seeking information or connections. You're seeking stimulations because you're avoiding something uncomfortable. Maybe a difficult conversations, a challenging projects, or just a silence where your authentic thoughts are emerging. Once you name the real reason, you can choose something better, a stretch, a quick walk, or even a moment of silence. Now let's look at the next pillar, environmental mastery. This pillar is all about taking control of your digital landscape. It supports the intentional awareness pillar by removing temptations and also support the resilient implementation pillar by making good choices easier. Your digital environment is either working for you or against you. And if you're watching this video right now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's working against you. Think about it this way. If you want to eat healthier, you don't keep junk food in the kitchen and rely on your willpower. You change the environment by filling your fridge with healthier snacks and removing cookies from the counter. Let's look at the first tactic. Eliminate notification hijacking. You know those little ping sounds from your phone every time there's a new notifications? As discussed in great detail in the previous video, they are the algorithm remote control for your attentions in an attempt to yank you back in. Every notification is the algorithm's ways of saying, stop what you're doing right now and come back to us. So here's what I want you to do right now. Go into your phone setting and turn off all non-essential notifications. Keep only calls, texts, and calendar alert, those apps that allow people to reach you when needed. Everything else like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, news alert, and email notification, you can turn them off. You decide when to check in, not the app. Set designated check-in times instead of being yanked back in every few minutes. Now, tactic number 2, create strategic frictions. Here's the principle that will change your life. Make good choices easier and bad choices harder. Move apps off your phone home screen and bury them in folders. Log out after each section and turn on grayscale mode to make your phone less visually appealing. These small changes create what researchers call frictions, which are tiny barriers that give your conscious mind time to catch up with your impulses. There's something called the 20-second rule, which means add 20 seconds of friction to bad habits and remove 20 seconds from good habits. It sounds trivial, but those extra few seconds are often enough for your rational brain to kick in and say, wait, do I actually want to do this right now? Let's move on to the last tactic under this pillar. Implement boundary architecture. Set up screen time on your iOS device or digital well-being on your Android device to limit daily usage for social apps. Here's the key. When the timer is up, it's up. No just one more video exceptions. It's a trap that I fell into when I started implementing this for myself. I know it feels restrictive, but remember, you're not restricting yourself, you're protecting yourself. And consistency is the key here. Now let's look into the third pillar, algorithm intelligence. This pillar is about understanding and outsmarting the system. It enhances environment mastery by helping you configure platforms better and reinforces mindset mastery by revealing the manipulation behind the curtain. The more you understand how algorithms work, the less power they have over you. It's like knowing how a magic trick works. Once you see the trick, the illusion loses spell. Algorithms aren't really magic. They are coded by humans to show you what keeps you engaged longest, not what makes you happiest. Not what helps you grow, but what keeps your eyeballs glued to the screen so they can sell your attention to advertisers. So the first tactic to try is to decode the game. Once you recognize the pattern designed to hook you, they lose their powers. Some common tricks to watch for are cliffhanger thumbnails with red arrows and shocked faces. Titles like, "You won't believe what happened next." Artificial urgency like, "This video will be deleted soon." And comment sections are designed to trigger outrage and debate. When you see this pattern, your brain can say, "Oh, this is just another engagement trap. It's just trying to manipulate my curiosity." Once you've learned their tricks, you find it's easier to push back. The second tactic under these pillars is to use algorithms against themselves. Since these algorithms learn from your behavior, you can actually train them to serve you instead of exploiting you. Here's how to do it. Follow accounts that post rarely, but with high-quality content. Engage only with contents that serve your goals. Use the not interested button aggressively to train your feed. And finally, search for specific content instead of browsing feeds and getting lost in them. The next pillar is about mindset mastery. This pillar is about shifting from being a passive consumer to being an active curator of your mental environment. It's transformed your relationship with information. This pillar amplifies the intentional awareness pillar by providing philosophical frameworks and support the resilient implementation pillar by changing your core relationship with consumptions. Here's the uncomfortable truth. There's more content created every day than you could consume in multiple lifetimes. So missing one piece is not a loss. But consuming the wrong content is a significant cost to your growth and potential. Therefore, it's important that you consider the following tactic, which is information filtering. Before engaging with any content, ask yourself these crucial questions. Is this information helping me become the person I want to be? Or is it helping the algorithm turn me into the person it wants me to be? It's time to take back your sovereignty. The algorithm wants you to be predictable, reactive, and constantly consuming. It profits when you're anxious enough to keep checking, angry enough to keep arguing, and insecure enough to keep comparing yourselves to others. Your authentic self wants you to be creative, thoughtful, and purposeful. There's a fundamental conflict between what serves your growth and what serves the social media platform's business model. You are what you eat applies to information too. If you consume steady information streams of outrage, drama, and other people's problems, that's the mental state you live in. Choose watch information enter your mind with intentions by saying the following to yourself. I choose to protect my attentions. I choose depth over distraction. And I choose to create more than I consume. Finally, we get to the last pillar, which is resilient implementations. This pillar ensures the sustainability of all other pillars through self-compassion and habit replacement. Because here's the reality. You're not going to nail this every day, and that's okay. The goal isn't to become a perfect digital monk. It is to build awareness and systems that help you beat your subconscious programming and the algorithms that keep getting better. The first tactic to consider is habit substitutions. Mindless scrolling fills a void, usually boredom, stress, or loneliness. Instead of just removing the behavior, try replacing it with something that actually fills you up. For example, pick up a book, doodle, or step outside and take a walk in nature. Keep a short list of go-to alternatives handy for when the urge to scroll hits. And lastly, be compassionate with yourself. You're not going to nail this every day, and that's okay. Breaking a habit takes time. When you slip into scrolling spiral, and trust me, you will, don't dwell on it. Just reset and keep going. The key is catching yourself quickly and resetting with self-compassion, not shame or self-criticism. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but what about the practical realities of modern life? This is a valid concern. So let me address the 3 common objections, because if I don't tackle these head on, they'll become the excuse that keep you trapped. The first one that you might find yourself asking is, how will I stay informed without scrolling? Let's be honest about what staying informed through social media actually means. You think you're getting important news and updates that help you stay relevant in this world, but what you're actually getting are sensationalized snippets designed to trigger emotional reaction rather than informing you accurately. These are the headlines crafted to make you angry, afraid, or outraged because those emotions drive engagement. You're getting fragments like, breaking, this politician says a shocking things, without any context, nuance, or follow-up. It's like trying to understand a movie by watching random 30-second clips. You think you're getting informed, but you're actually more confused and emotionally manipulated than before. Real news requires context, investigations, and thoughtful analysis. Therefore, to truly stay informed, you need to read full articles, not just headlines, and fact-check with multiple sources. The next common objection is, what if I miss something important? This fear, FOMO, or fear of missing out, is engineered by algorithms specifically to keep you checking. These platforms have studied human psychologies and discovered that uncertainty about rewards is incredibly addictive. This is referred to as variable reward schedule and was discussed in great detail in the previous video about the psychologies of digital addictions. So go check it out if you haven't watched it. I linked the video in the description below. So this fear is engineered into these platforms to deliberately make you feel like something crucial might happen if you're not constantly checking. But let me prove this to you that this fear is indeed manufactured with just a simple test. Think back to last week and ask yourself, what urgent social media content from last week actually impacted your life? Is it the celebrity controversy that you absolutely had to know about? Is it the heated debates you couldn't influence anyway? Or is it the crisis that had everyone posting and sharing? You probably can't even remember what they were. Most urgent social media content is artificially urgent. They desire to feel important in the moment, but are completely forgotten within hours. Here's the reality. Truly important information will find you through multiple channels. If there is a genuine emergency, family crisis, or major news event that actually affects your life, you'll hear about it from friends, family, news alert, or colleague. Trust me, you won't miss anything that truly matters. And finally, the common pushback that, but I need social media for business. How do I handle social media for business without falling into the trap of mindless scrolling? This is the most sophisticated excuse because it feels completely legitimate. After all, I myself use social media to reach my audience and grow my channel. But here's what's really happening. You open Instagram to post content for your business. You see a notification about someone's vacation photos, and 45 minutes later, you have consumed nothing related to your business goals, and you're less focused than when you started. Here's something for you to try instead. Treat social media like any business tool, with intention, boundaries, and specific goals. You can set boundaries by defining exactly what you are accomplishing before opening any app. For example, I'm here to respond to comments on my posts, or I'm here to research 3 competitor content strategies. Set specific time blocks for business social media tasks. Use scheduling tools to batch content creation to limit your time interacting with these platforms. And finally, use separate devices or accounts for business versus personal social media use. Think of it this way. You wouldn't use your work computer to browse entertainment websites and watch YouTube videos during work hours. So don't use Instagram to scroll through personal feeds when you're supposed to be building your brand. So there you have it, the 5 pillars to digital detox. I challenge you to implement just pillar number 1, intentional awareness, for the next 7 days. Before opening any social app, pause and set a clear intention. That's it. Don't try to change anything else yet. Comment below with your biggest takeaway and which pillar you're starting with. Let's support each other in this journey. If you consistently apply this framework for 30 days, I guarantee you feel like you have superpowers compared to everyone else who is still trapped in mindless scrolling. You will have the mental clarity that they don't have. You will be making progress on projects that you have been procrastinating. You will know who you are beneath all the external noise and distraction. This is the last video that wrapped up the series about the hidden costs of mindless scrolling. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone who might need it. Here's what I want you to remember. Your attention is your life force. Every hour spent scrolling is an hour not spent developing professional expertise that could advance your career, creating something meaningful that could become your legacy, learning skills that could transform your capability, and practicing habits that could reshape your characters. So ask yourself this: if I removed all mindless scrolling and redirected that energy toward intentional growth, who might I become? You know that book you always wanted to write? That skill you wanted to develop? And that creative project you've been planning? You discover interests you didn't know about. You will discover interests you didn't know you had. You will develop skills that serve others. You will create things that outlast you. And most importantly, you know who you truly are when you're not distracted by consuming other people's content and let their program run your life. Your attention is your life. Take action and protect it.